When they said on the Sportsnet broadcast that Arizona players were informed earlier today that they were going to be moving to Salt Lake City for next season, I had a really bad feeling. Obviously, that all came out after my pregame report, but that's a situation where I was like, okay, it's pretty obvious that this team has a lot to be playing for right now emotionally. Everyone in the NHL, they take a lot of pride in what they do. Arizona Coyotes, they've been playing teams really tough all season, despite not getting the wins a lot of times. And, they can enjoy the win tonight. They have a lot to play for right now. It's an emotional time if you're an Arizona Coyotes fan. So I'm not going to be too harsh on the Oilers' performance. Now, the Oilers had come out slow. I thought they were really picked up in the second and especially the third period. But the overtime, Arizona was ready for that 3-on-3, just like they did to Vancouver the other night. They ended up pulling out the win. So Arizona ends up beating the top two teams in the Pacific Division in 3 nights, which is pretty impressive. So good for the Coyotes. For their fans, I made a joke about Salt Lake City this morning in my pregame report. I'll probably still be making jokes about it, but it's pretty obvious it's an emotional time for that group. But let's get into the postgame recap. My name is Austin. Welcome to the channel. If you are new, I hope you enjoy your stay. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. Let's jump into it. So, first period, Stetcher was in for Cece. Connor McDavid was listed as out once again. Calvin Pickard gets the start. Derek Ryan was in for Sam Carrick. I thought Stetcher played an okay game. Pretty tough to, play one game every couple weeks and look really good out there. Pickard stopped Dursey in close early. Bit of a feeling out process for both teams in the first 5 minutes. Ekholm just missed on a one-timer. Josh Doan then scores on Pickard to make it 1-0 Arizona. Good for Josh Doan. I'm actually really excited for the kid. I watched Shane Doan a lot when I was growing up, so seeing his son Josh Doan produce at the NHL level with Arizona, who his dad obviously famously played for his entire career. You love to see that. Pickard then makes a terrific save, stacks the pads. Oilers started to get hemmed in a little bit in the first. Kane then hits the post and then the bar on consecutive shots. Holloway with a good look just misses. Pickard with a nice save on Keller. Fourth line ends up going out and having a good shift, and then Holloway just avoids getting absolutely crushed in the neutral zone or just inside of Arizona's offensive blue line. That was really scary. Dylan Holloway has had some injury troubles. He has had, I believe, concussion issues in the past. So when I saw that hit just miss, I tensed up a little bit. I don't want Dylan Holloway getting injured. We already are dealing with some injuries right now. The injury bug looks like it's hitting Edmonton at the worst time. So hopefully guys can get healthy and rested for the playoffs here. Nuge can't get one through after a terrific play by Bouchard. Bouchard then takes a delay of game penalty. And listen, I understand the delay of game penalty, but I don't like that if you're just kind of like taking you're just trying to clear a puck as it's going over you. You're just trying to clear it away from an attacker that has speed on you. And then if it ends up going out into the stands, I mean, that's clearly not intentional. I understand the rule. I'm not complaining about the penalty. I'm just complaining that I think they should tweak the wording of the rule just a little bit in that situation. But the Oilers make a good kill. Pickard makes a good save on a one-timer from Michelli. At the end of the first, it was 1-0 Arizona. The shots were 11-7 in favor of Arizona, and the expected goals were 1.2 to 0.7 in favor of Arizona. And I wrote down my little notebook. Oilers looked a little flat and disorganized, need to be better, much better, and play with more speed and pace. And for the most part, they did for the next 42-ish minutes. So in the second period, Nuge had a good look. Draisaitl was then taken down hard. Pickard with a good save early. Henrique then ties the game from Evander Kane, makes it 1-1. Nice little greasy goal at the top of the crease there. You love to see that. Oilers started to buzz, and then the Coyotes make it 2-1. Cooley chops a puck past Pickard. Now, Pickard got 90% of that puck on Cooley's shot, but when he moved his leg, when he was sliding in his crease, it kind of squeaked under and into the net, which was unfortunate. Oilers weren't really generating a whole lot after that second goal for Arizona. Shots were 16-12 in favor of the Coyotes halfway through the second, but this is where the Oilers really started to turn up their pace. Stetcher had a clapper stopped. Brown with a good shot that stopped. Crowd then started getting the wave going while the team was down 2-1 in the second. I thought that was very interesting. Normally, I'm not a big fan of the wave. However, the wave seemed to spark something not only with the crowd but with the team, because Edmonton really started to push play. I think that was just kind of a wake-up call to the players, like, if the crowd is doing the wave when we're losing in the second period right now, maybe we should get our butts in gear and start playing a bit better, and they definitely did. Ekholm was given a tripping penalty. I thought it was a terrible call. It was a race for the puck to prevent an icing, and I forget who was on Arizona, puts his arm around Ekholm, and they both go down, and then Ekholm, just with the speed, he's obviously trying to get his leg in a position so that he's not going to slide into the boards as hard as he can, racing for a puck like that. I don't know, the far ref behind the play was the one that called it. The near ref didn't call that penalty. I thought it was a weak call, but the Oilers, no worries. They made the kill on that one. Hyman then a one-timer off the post, and then the Oilers had a couple good looks. Fogle was stripped in and alone, and then Nugent Hopkins was stopped on a good shot. The Oilers had a lot of pressure, zone time, and chances in the last 5 minutes of the second period. At the end of two, it was 2-1 Arizona. The shots were 20-17 Oilers, and the expected goals after the second period was 2.05 to 1.90 in favor of Edmonton. And in my notes, Oilers played better and pushed the final 5 minutes of the period. Need more urgency to win this game, and urgency they had to start the third. Darnell Nurse ties the game just a minute 12 into the period on a slap shot from the point. Ties it at 2. A fourth line then goes out, has a really good shift. They were playing really well tonight. Edmonton has out at this point in the game. They had been out shooting Arizona 16-1 since halfway through the second period. Henrique almost catches Vejmelka sleeping with a good shot. Calvin Pickard was high sticked after the whistle, and there was no call, and I am shocked that there was no call on that. It was pretty obvious that high stick on Calvin Pickard after the whistle was very intentional. Now Pickard, he sold it just a little bit, but there's still stick contact there. The ref is right there. I don't know how they're not calling that, but I digress. The officiating, I just want to make it clear, was not why Edmonton lost tonight. I just want to make that clear. Hyman was stopped twice in close. Brown with a rush. Ryan stopped and held up in the crease. Again, no call. Kane and Henrique can't bury one from an angle. Draisaitl had a sneaky shot that was low that was stopped by Vejmelka. Kane with a tough giveaway almost leads to a Coyotes goal, but Calvin Pickard makes the stop. Other than that little giveaway from Kane, I thought he had another good game. He had 2 assists tonight, so Evander Kane's game is really starting to turn around. Ekholm had a blast that was stopped. Calvin Pickard then with a good save on a one-timer. Nurse had a good shot stopped with 1:14 left. Ekholm then gets stopped on another drive, and then Fogle had a giveaway very late, about 20 seconds left in the period. Pickard made a really good save. Shots at the end of the third period were 22-4 in favor of Edmonton. For the game at that point, they were 40-25 in favor of the Oilers, but it has been adjusted on the screen. It was 39-25 after the third period. The expected goals were 3.5 to 2.5 in favor of Edmonton. And in overtime, right off the draw, Calvin Pickard made 2 unbelievable saves. One, he had to get it on a deflection. The next one, he went across the crease with a big save. Draisaitl and Darnell Nurse go down on a 2-on-1. Draisaitl makes a pass. Nurse can't corral the pass. And then Arizona, off of a whistle, they win another face-off with Adam Henrique out there. And they go down. Michelli, absolute snipe on Calvin Pickard. Not much Pickard could do there. Arizona wins the game 3-2 in overtime. The Oilers do get a point, but it does kind of put a huge nail in the coffin for the Oilers' ability to possibly win first place in the Pacific, but there are bigger fish to fry. As a fan, I'm not too worried about getting first place in the Pacific. It would be nice to see a division win for the first time in my lifetime. I was born in 1993. The team has not won a division title since 87, but that's not what I'm worried about. I'm worried about the team getting healthy. I'm worried about the team making sure that they are ready to go once the playoffs start. I think the first period just, it wasn't reflective of how the Oilers have been playing lately, and I expected that just with how, emotional the stakes are for the Arizona Coyotes right now. If it is true and they are about to move to Salt Lake City as soon as next season, they have a lot to play for right now, a lot of heart over on that side of the ice, and I can't really dislike Arizona either. They have some of the nicest jerseys, and they have some really good talent over there. It was a, good win for Arizona. I thought overall Edmonton was the better team, but sometimes the better team does not pull out the victories. Now, next up for the Oilers is tomorrow night against the Vancouver Canucks. They have a chance to pull within 1 point of the division lead. They still have the game in hand, so if Edmonton can win tomorrow in regulation, it is still possible they can win the division. So it's still possible. This is still a fun race to see, and we'll also see if Connor McDavid is back in the lineup tomorrow or not. I'll have the pregame report up sometime tomorrow morning. If you enjoyed tonight's postgame recap, make sure you hit that like button. If you really liked it, make sure you hit subscribe. We are cruising along here. We're almost at 1,900 subscribers. I'd love to push for 2,000 subscribers for the playoffs, because once the playoffs hit, I have such amazing content planned. I'm really excited to share it with everyone. So, as always, take care. Tell someone that you love them tonight. Stay safe, and I'll see you tomorrow for the pregame report. Take care, Oil Country. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it.